Okay, so hi class. So we continue. Okay, we continue from the previous example. Okay, so alright. So just now the equation is given by du dt equal to d square u dx square, right? Okay, so this is the heat equation. Okay, and then yeah, you just follow the steps that we learned before. Because of heat equation is just application, but the whole thing, the whole steps is similar that we done before. So the first step here is you need to show that this equation is separable, right? So let u equal to xt, is it? Okay, so this equation is u, so means that this is xt, and this is x double prime t. Okay, so next we will divide by xt. Okay, next what we have here? Oh, sorry, this is not x. Okay, this is ut, so means that x t prime. Okay, sorry, x t prime, and then you will divide by xt. Okay, you divide by xt. So x cancel, t cancel, so they have t prime over t and x double prime over x. Okay, right? So you can see that it's a separable. So at the left hand side we have only t, at the right hand side we have it, so it's separable. Okay, so now you go to the second step, which is solving the separated equation, right? So we have t prime over t, x double prime over x, and this equation must be equal to k. So now we have three cases: case 1, case 2, and case 3. So case 1 must be a positive one. Yeah, positive. K equal to lambda square. Case number 2 is when the k is 0, and the case number 3 is when the k is negative. K equal to negative lambda square. So we do it first for case 1. Okay, you still need to show one by one. Okay, you need to show case 1, case 2, and case 3, unless the question mention that do it on the non-trivial case. Non-trivial case means the case that only have an answer. Okay, alright, so case 1, okay, we do it for k positive, so k equal to lambda square. So okay, so yeah, sama macam sebelum ni. Okay, what we do is we need to do it both, and so we will start with the equation x. Okay, we will start with equation x. So your x double prime over x equal to k. So your k is lambda square now. So means that your x double prime equal to lambda square x. So you move it to the side, so you have x double prime minus lambda square x equal to 0. Okay, so by substituting or by using characteristic equation, you will have x double prime equal to m square, lambda square 0, so therefore you have m square equal to lambda square, m equal to plus minus lambda. Okay, m is equal to plus minus lambda. So means that is a back to the early chapter that we learned. Is a real and distinct. Okay, real and distinct, because the one is positive and the one is a negative, so it's a real and distinct. So your equation will be x equation equal to, okay, I'm using C1e lambda x plus C2e negative lambda x. Okay, this one they different kan, lambda is negative. So settle for x equation for case number 1. So now before you proceed to solve the t equation, what we do next is substitute first the value x here. So back to your boundary condition just now. What is your boundary condition? Just now your boundary condition, okay, I write it here. So your boundary condition just now is u 0t and u 4t, is it? And both are equal to 0. So means that when you substitute at 0, the equation will be 0. When you substitute x equal to 4, equation will be 0. So you can see that for this case, for this equation, you have two unknowns, C1 and C2. So our objective is to get the value for C1 and C2. So how to get C1 and C2? Yeah, this is the purpose of your boundary condition. You need to substitute your x0 and x4 into x. Okay, as long as ada x je you masukkan. Okay, so okay, saya erase this one. Okay, so your x equation just now is C1e lambda x plus C2e negative lambda x, is it? Okay, so substitute your x. So we do for x equal to 0 first. You have two value of x, 0 and 4, okay? 0 and 4. So substitute 0 here. So you have C1 e power 0 plus C2 e power 0. So C1 plus C2, and this equation is equal to 0. Okay. 0 datang pada mana? Okay, tengok balik you punya boundary condition. Anything is refer back to your boundary condition. Okay. So you settle on the first one. The second one is when your x equal to 4. So you substitute x4 here. So you have C1 e for lambda, kan? Plus C2 e negative 4 lambda. And this equation also equal to 0. Okay. So you have two equation and you have two unknown that you need to find. So just using substitution lah macam ni. Okay, let's say I move C2 to this side. So means that C1 is equal to negative C2, right? So negative C2 I substitute here. I mean it will replace with C1 lah. So C1 e 4 lambda and C2 I will equal to C1 e negative 4 lambda. And then to get C1, so C1 e 4 lambda. Okay, I factorize C1. Okay, because both are C1, so I factorize C1. So inside here left with. And how to get C1? These things you can move to this side. So 0 over e power 4 lambda minus e power negative. So you get 0. So your C1 0. And then after you get C1 0, automatically you substitute back into this equation. Okay, substitute back here. You also get C2 0. So therefore, they have no result, right? They have no answer for your x. So means that you no need to find your t equation. Kan tadi ada t kan? Kita baru buat untuk x. Okay, after you substitute this, you get 0 for both. So means that they have no answer at all. They have no answer for x. So that means you no need to proceed with the t. So what we do is you just omit this case. Okay, omit, abaikan terus. Tak perlu nak, no need to calculate for the t equation. Tak perlu. Okay, because of you already get your x nothing. Because C1 0, C2 0, so they have no x here. Okay, so yeah, so you cannot proceed. So means that they have no answer for this, no solution for this case. So we omit this case. We proceed to case number 2, which is k equal to 0. Okay, k to 0, right? So when k is 0, so you do the same thing. So just now your equation, we do it for x first. So just now x double prime x equal to 0. So means that, okay, move x to this side, you get 0. So means that x double prime to 0. So replace x double prime equal to m square, m equal to 0. So m equal to plus minus 0. So must be have two value. Memang kosong benda yang sama, tapi dia ada dua lah maksudnya. It's a real but repeated. It repeat the same thing with 0 twice. Ada dua 0. Okay, it's real and repeated. So now your equation will be, okay, tadi kita dah guna C1 and C2, right? So now we use C3 and C4. So C3 e power of 0x. Okay, we just write it first. Okay, and then plus C4x e0x, because it's real and repeated, right? So therefore must be have x here. Okay, if you cannot remember what I write here, you need to recall back chapter 2 if I'm not mistaken. Chapter 2. Okay, solution for homogeneous. Right? Okay, so simplify. So we have C3e plus C4. E tak ada dah. E power 0 is 1, right? So C3 plus C4x. So now using the same boundary condition, you need to find what is your C3 and C4. So when x is 0, so therefore you have C3. Okay, because x 0. So C3 is also equal to 0. Okay, this equation saya tulis balik. U0t equal to 0, U4t equal to 0. Okay, equal to 0. So therefore, you already have the value for C3 equal to 0. So now to get C4 using the second boundary condition, x equal to 4. So C3 already 0, so you left with C4. So C4, 4C4 lah, 4C4, and this equation also equal to 0. So therefore, C4 also equal to 0. So yeah, it's similar like the case number 1, which is both are 0. So that's mean you don't need to find out your t equation. You just neglect or you just omit this case. Okay. omit this case. Okay, so kita dah, you need to show, actually you need to show, but up to this, you can write is omit this case. So then, we proceed to case number 3, which is when k equal to negative lambda squared. Alright, okay, so now, case number 3, case number 3 must have a solution. Mesti ada. Kalau dia kata dapat kosong, let's say lah you do it, you still get 0, right? So means that you need to adjust. You need to adjust to make it that they have a solution for this case. Kena adakan juga solution kat sini. Okay? Alright, so x double prime over x, right, just now. So equal to k. So now your k is negative lambda square. So x double prime plus lambda square x equal to 0. So this is your equation. So substitute the characteristic equation. So m square plus lambda square equal to 0. So m square equal to negative lambda square. M equal to plus minus lambda I. Okay. Plus minus lambda I. So what is your A? Your A 0. Your B is lambda. So therefore your equation will be, kita tadi dah guna C3 and C4. Now we use C5 and C6. So e power 0. So you have C5 cos lambda I plus C6 sin lambda I. Sorry, not lambda I, lambda x. Okay, lambda x. Okay, lambda x and sin x. Okay. C5 cos lambda x and C6 sin lambda x. So this is your equation for case number 3. So you do the same thing. Okay, you do the same thing. You substitute. Just now what is your x? 0 t, right? And also 4t equal to 0. So you substitute 0 and 4. Okay. So substitute 0 first. So just now is C5 cos lambda 0 plus C6 sin lambda 0. Okay. So cos lambda 0, of course lah, means that is cos 0. So cos 0 is equal to 1. So you have C5 here. And sin 0 is equal to 0. So you just have only C5. Sebab sin lambda, sin kosong adalah kosong, kosong darab C6, kosong lah. And this equation is equal to 0. So C5 you already 0. Okay, your C5 0. So now another boundary condition is at 4. X equal to 4. So your C5 is already 0. So you just masukkan terus. So means that C5 is nothing now. So you have C6 here. C6 lambda, C6 sin 4 lambda. Okay, 4 is your x, 4 is your x. So C6 sin 4 lambda and this equation equal to 0. So how to get your C6? Okay, you can move this to this side. Is it? Betul tak? Boleh tak pindahkan sin 4 lambda to this side? It's boleh, memang boleh. But what's the answer for C6? Your answer will be 0, right? So what I said just now, we cannot, tak boleh lagi compromise to get 0. Tak boleh. We cannot get 0. We must find the solution. So therefore you can write like this. Means that, okay, C6 cannot be equal to 0. Cannot be equal to 0. So, okay, kalau saya bagi equation 2 times m equal to 0. 2 is not 0, right? Kan? 2 memang 2 lah. 2 is 2. 2 is 2. So, 2 times what that get 0. 2 darab apa yang dapatkan kosong? Apa value ni? So 2 times 0 will be equal to 0, right? Okay, so now back to your equation now. C6 is not 0. Okay, C6 cannot be 0. Cannot be. So what's the value for C6? Okay, means that C6 can be any number lah selain kosong. Okay, what's value? Multiply with unknown value equal to 0. Apa? Contoh lah C6 ni 1 contoh. 1 darab apa dapat kosong? 1 darab kosong lah kan? So means that your sin 4 lambda ni yang equal to 0. Okay? You get what I mean? This equation is fixed. Must be equal to 0. But C6 cannot be equal to 0. C6 cannot be equal to 0. So therefore, sin 4 lambda yang akan equal to 0. Okay, so now your objective is to find your lambda ataupun 4 lambda. So for this part, you need to use your calculator. You need to try and error. Means that you need to try and error tu, you calculate by using calculator. Sin berapa akan dapat kosong? Sin, what's the value here? We get 0. So make sure you use a radian mode radian mode kalau you nak guna ini. But I suggest you kalau you guna radian mode tak masalah, tapi I suggest you to use in term of degree I mean what you call sudut, degree lah. So macam I buat sin berapa you dapat kosong? Sin berapa? Contoh you buat sin kosong. Yes, sin kosong. So sin kosong dia akan dapat kosong. So means that your 4 lambda kita nak tengok 4 lambda lah. So 4 lambda 0. Lagi sin 90 1. So 90 tak boleh. Sin 180 0. 180. Right. And then try again. 270 91. So tak. Sin 300 0. 30 also 0. Okay. Try again another one. 450 tak boleh. So 450, then what else? Okay, so try to substitute sudut lah. I mean you already learn, right? So 0, 90, 183, 270, 360, 50 kan. So you try that one. So but now we don't want in term of this. We want in term of digit. This one is in term of degree. Okay. So you convert into pi. Okay, convert into pi. So 180 is equal to what? It's equal to pi, right? Kita tahu 180 tu bersamaan dengan pi. Okay, so you just write pi here. 360 means it's a 2 pi. Okay, and then dot. You can try lah. Okay, saya tunjukkan lagi satu nombor. Tambah. Okay, tadi kita dah try sin 450 is not equal to 0, right? So now we try sin 540 is equal to 0. Yeah. And 5.0 kalau you divide by 180, 5.0 180 is equal to 3. So it's a 3 pi. Okay. So you can see the pattern, right? Okay, this is a 4 lambda. So I just want to have only lambda. So what we do is you divide the whole here by 4. So 0 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. Okay? Alright? So now I want you to see the pattern. Okay, the pattern here is 0. This is 1. Okay, in front here they have 1. In front here they have 2. In front here they have 3, right? So and then pi over 4 is already fixed. The changes here is only the pattern 0, 1, 2, 3. So in the mathematics 0, 1, 2, 3 we can write it in n integer 0, 1, 2, 3 until infinity, right? So we can write it in term of n. And then pi over 4 is already fixed for all. Semua ni ada pi over 4 except this one lah, tapi except this one because this is 0. Okay, so but the pattern here is n pi over 4. So means that your lambda is equal n pi over 2, whereas n is 0 until infinity. Ataupun you can write n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 . Okay, so that's mean by infinity lah. Okay, alright. So this is your lambda. Okay, alright. So now I write it back here. So lambda n here is equal to n pi over 4, whereas your n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 . Okay. So now baru kita boleh solve ataupun kita boleh dapatkan C6 tadi. So just now our x equation is equal to C5 cos lambda blah blah blah, right? And we know that C5 is already equal to 0. So we just left with C6. C6 sin lambda x, is it? So now we have lambda here. So C6 sin, okay, lambda here, you need to substitute with this one. N pi for x. Okay, so n pi for x. And then the whole equation now it will be xn. And C6 now it becomes Cn. Actually tak tukar pun tak apa, tapi it just want to represent that this one will be many. Dia akan dapat jawapan yang banyak lah sebab it's depend on your n. Okay, because your n is until infinity. So this is your equation for x. So we settle equation for x. So now we go to the second equation. Baru kita proceed to second equation. Equation T. Okay, equation T. Tadi for case 1 and case 2, they have no what we call no equation T, right? Because kita dah omit the cases. Kita boleh terus abaikan, tak perlu buat untuk T. But now you have answer for this x. That's why we proceed to the equation T. So the equation T now, T prime over T equal to K. So you do it the same thing. So because now we do it for case 3 only, okay? Case 3 only. So negative lambda square. So T prime plus T equal to 0. So now equation for T now. So this is M plus lambda square equal to 0. Therefore your M is equal to negative lambda square. So it's just 1. So your Y equation will be, tadi kita dah guna C, kita guna D. Okay, actually tak kisah you nak guna alphabet apa, tapi to make it standardized, I hope that you can follow this lah. Okay, maksudnya you just guna C and D. Okay, supaya nanti nak marking pun saya tak keliru lah, ada A ke B ke So you just use C and D. Okay, so for the Y equation now, sorry, not Y, for T equation, okay, so we use D. Okay, DE power of negative lambda square T. Dia ada satu je. Okay, sebab M dia satu. Kalau tadi X double prime. Okay, just now your X equation is X double prime. Therefore, we have 2M. But for this T is only T prime. Therefore, we just only have 1M. So your equation also, they have only D, not D1 and D2, just D. So DE negative lambda square T. So this is your equation for T. And what we supposed need to do now, same thing. Your lambda here, your lambda square here, you need to substitute with this. Okay, so means that your T equation now is D E negative, okay, lambda and pi over 4 square T. Okay, the whole thing must be square. So if you simplify, you need to have E negative, okay, negative, yeah, negative still there. So n square pi square over 16T. This one if you open the bracket, okay. So this is your T equation. Okay, sorry lah kalau dia agak messy, tapi I hope that you can understand what I mean, what I write here, okay. So this is your X equation, this is your T equation. So same thing, you can use Tn and also Dn to represent it's a multiple. Maksudnya dia ada banyak lah. Okay, right? So this is your X equation, this is your T equation. Okay, so we almost to get the final answer now. Okay, so this is your final answer. X equation, okay, X. So what we do next is just multiply the answer that you have here. X, just now you have Cn sine, what we have, n pi over 4x, right? Okay, times with D, times with T. Your T just now is Dn, E negative n square pi square over 16T. So this is the answer. And then you can see that Cn and Dn is a constant. Okay, kita tak perlu pun nak cari Cn and Dn, but we need to simplify. So Cn and Dn, let's say we have another constant which is Bn. So Cn times Dn we will Bn, and then sine n pi over 4x E negative n square pi square over 16T. Okay, simple. Maksudnya instead of you have two constant or two unknown, so now we just have one unknown. Okay, okay. Macam mana dapat Bn ni, saya just let je. Let lah, Cn darab Dn, kita assume lah Cn darab Dn dapat Bn. So just substitute Bn here. Okay, alright. So we just solve we just settle on step number 2, which is solving the separated equation. So now we go to the last part, which is step number 3, Fourier series solution. So this is your equation just now, okay? Bn sine, okay, so I think the proper way to write lah, UXT, okay, Bn, we start with exponential. So exponential n square pi square over 16t, and then baru kita buat sine n pi over 4x. Okay, and don't forget to write your n equal to 1, 2, 3, dot, 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 okay. So now, instead of we write like this, okay, instead of kita tulis macam ni, kita akan tulis summation n1 until infinity. Okay, daripada kita tulis macam ni, n equal to 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, kita transform it become this. Okay, so the rest sama. Okay, the rest will be equal, will be same. Okay. Right? Okay, so now, okay, if you still remember from the equation, we have a boundary condition and we have the IC, initial condition, right? So we only use, for now, we only use a boundary condition. So now is the moment to use the initial condition to find out your Bn. Kita satu lagi job is to find your Bn. So to find your Bn, we will apply the Fourier series solution. Okay, so back to your question, the IC, the initial condition given here is u at 0 equal to x square. Okay, so this function that you need to integrate. Okay, Bn equal to, okay, you use the formula 2 over L, okay? 2 over L, 0 until L. So this is your fx, right? Suppose this is your fx. Okay, and then sine n pi x over 4 dx. Okay, so for this one, you leave it first. Okay, this one, you leave it first. Our objective is to find Bn. How to find Bn? We will use this initial condition, means that you need to find your Bn equal to this equation by using a Fourier series, okay? So you will replace x square here. So you have, okay, then what is L? L is your interval, right? So back to your equation just now, the equation just now stated that is between 0 until 4. Okay, you tengok balik soalan. Okay, so means that your L here is 4. Okay, so substitute x square, substitute L here. So this is your equation that you need to find. So you can use a tabular method. Okay, you can use tabular method to get your answer. Okay, for now I think nak kena tulis juga ke? Okay, tak apalah, saya buat halfway. Bn is equal to 2 over 4, 0, 4 x square sine n pi over 4x, okay, dx. So, okay, simplify 2 over 4, so means that is 1 over 2. Okay, so tabular method, you kena buat tabular method because they have two term here, so d and I, and then this is sine. So d is a x square, and for integration is a sine and pi over 4x. Okay, so differentiate lah, x square you have 2x, and then you have 2, and then you have 0. And then this one, integrate sine, what we have? Negative cos, right? So cos and pi over 4x negative, divide, okay, make sure divide by the same thing here, and pi over 4. Okay, kalau you rasa macam berlayer-layer, okay, you can transform it become like this. Okay, saya tulis di sini, it become 4 over n pi, okay, ada negative in front here, cos n pi over 4x. Okay, it will be like this, negative 4 over n pi. Okay, so you do it the same thing for the others too. So then plus minus, and then cross multiply, substitute back, and then you will get your Bn. Okay, so after you get your Bn, substitute back into your equation just now yang saya tulis ada summation tadi tu. Alright, okay. Alright, so actually this is, I think this is the example of the slide. So you can refer to the slide for the answer. Okay, I just write down, I just show you one by one how to calculate it. Actually, it's the same thing like the previous one. Just the what we call the different here. This is the heat equation. Dia bagi situation tu je. Equation semua sama je, steps semua sama. Tak ada beza pun. Just nak cakap yang ini adalah application tu je. Okay. Alright, okay, so now we finish for heat equation. So for the next video, we proceed to we're still in the application of PDE, but for the next one, for the next video or the next slide, is for the what we call in term of numerical method. For the numerical method, okay, numerical approach. Okay, right, see you.